Oh. Oh my God, I'm live. I'm live. And I'm sending it to everybody. Chronically Real, first episode, second year. Sending all the invites. Come support the show. Today, share it with at least uno person. Does that make sense? One person. And come and learn about the amazing guests that I have today on Chronically Real. Hey, Amanda. Brandy. Ooh, my guest is in the hills. Okay, I'm just waiting for some people to come in. What up, Brandy? Hi, Amanda. Who's that? Sean, I don't really know you, but I think you're kind of cool because I be checking your Instagram. What's up, everybody? What up? I'm gonna let a few more people come in before I get started. So excited. Blessings, y'all. I'm excited because I want to say this is my second season of this show. I say season because the first actually was successful to me. I do 4 episodes and I do 4 episodes a month, or for May because it is Lupus Awareness Month. May is officially Lupus Awareness Month, which actually started on the 10th of this month. Sean, so it's Lupus Awareness Month. I created a show called Chronically Real because lupus is a chronic disease. And it's just really getting in the minds and hearts of those with lupus and what we go through so that you guys understand not so much our struggle, but just what lupus is. Wow. Okay, so we support you and, what you're going through. I, truly pray for you and your family for that because, yeah, it's hard dealing with lupus. I had my first stroke in November, probably a week or 2 after my birthday. I'm 33, y'all. What am I doing having strokes? I know that it's possible, if you keep up things. Of course, lupus has no boundaries, and whatever field it wants to go into, it will. If you guys don't know my story, again, my name is Brittany Parker or Brittany Nelson, whatever you want to call me or however you know me. And I am a lupus advocate. I'm a mother. I'm somebody's child. I'm somebody's sister. I'm somebody's cousin, aunt. I was going to say uncle. And I have been living with lupus for, oh gosh, I can't count. I want to say it's going to be 9 years, but don't quote me. I was diagnosed in 2014. So 2023. Anyway, I don't feel like doing math today. I got a lupus brain. We just going to say that. I was diagnosed in 2014, and that time completely changed my life. Now, quickly, I'll give you my story really fast. If you don't know it, I was diagnosed in Las Vegas. I was living there. I was married at the time, and I got really sick to the point where I needed to go home. I wanted to leave, and I wanted to get out of there, and I wanted to go home. I will get to that in just a second because a lot of people don't know what lupus is, and it's very important to know because it changes on a lot of people. Here comes my cousin. Hold on, you guys. He can come in, and no problem. Hi. I'm live right now.
My bad, you gotta make my appearance.
That would be my twin, y'all. So lupus is a chronic disease. I'll get to that now since I can get all that out. Lupus is a chronic disease that affects a variety of things. For me personally, in the beginning of my journey, of my diagnosis rather, it attacked my organs, it attacked my face. So when I don't have makeup on, as you see, usually I don't have makeup on. You'll see the lesions, the scars and stuff. I love you. On my face, I lost all my hair, so I have hair now, but I'm still working on my edges. Yeah, don't worry about that. It changed my mind frame. It changed a lot of things about me. I got the moon face, all that jazz. So lupus, it attacks your system, whether it be your nervous system, your organs, your, almost every part of your body, whatever it wants to attack. I had a stroke in November, about a week or 2 weeks after my birthday. And that was alarming for me because, of course, I went through the heart attacks in 2017, but I'm like, okay, I got it under control, I think. And then boom, right after my birthday, here I am in the hospital on Thanksgiving for 2 weeks because I had a stroke and I hit my head, had a brain bleed. And then I fractured my left ankle, so I had to have surgery, which left me in a wheelchair and a walker and a cane for about almost seemed like 2 months. So lupus is not something that's, God, it's not something to be taken lightly. A lot of people say, well, you don't look sick, or you look good, girl, you don't. And I'll be like, yeah, from the outside, because it don't feel good on the inside, trust me. So that is a little bit of my story. The real goal here today is to get involved and to get in the minds and hearts of those living with it and experience it every single day and giving you their perspective. So today I'm so excited because I have a wonderful loopy named Brandy, and I met her right here on Instagram. I have not met her in person yet, but I said she is so dope. I love watching her reels and all her Instagram, her children, and how she talks about her health and how funny she is and how real she is, and just living in LA and doing her thing out there and being a great mom. You can tell she is all about her children. And I think that a lot of us are like that, because I'm obsessed with my son, not obsessed, but I definitely keep my heart and mind on him a lot, because that's my joy, yo. Like, I don't want to be giving the enemy too much of my information, but that's my joy for real. So, as a patient, you grow a bond with your kids. So I can definitely resonate with that with Brandy as well. So, as I said, it is Lupus Awareness Month, and I'm going to bring the beautiful, awesome, amazing, funny Brandy Wooten into the room right now. Yeah, girl. Let's see if that should work. I think it should work. I sent it. Brandy, let me know if you got it. Boom. Did you get it? Yay! What's up, love?
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. I was so happy to have you as my first guest, because since we became friends on Instagram, I'm like, yo, I got to know her for real.
Thank you.
So how are you? How are you dealing today, or just any flare-ups going on? How are you doing?
Okay, I just had to make sure that
Okay. What is that? Tell me about that. Oh, okay.
I would like to say that first and foremost, I was diagnosed with lupus in 2015. For that, technically no one in my family was ever diagnosed with lupus. You have lupus, so I'm pretty sure we're both familiar a little bit, with how it goes. I know one thing about me, I have like a fight or flight instinct. So when I got diagnosed with this, it was like, okay, is this going to kill me? Or I just got to take it by the bulls and, get as much knowledge on this disease as possible, because one thing I know for sure is just that you just can't leave your whole self, like all of this,
right.
all of this, I'm not going to leave all of this to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? Because they say some pretty nasty things that,
yeah,
if you're not, how do you say, if you weren't born in it, you know, if you're not familiar with it, it could be very disturbing. It could be very troubling, and it can, you know, it could do some damage mentally. You know, you just have to, you know, strengthen yourself. Like I said, knowledge. So fight or flight. I found out I had it in 2015. I had to do something immediately, because now I feel like I'm up against something that I know nothing about. It has the
advantage. Oh my God, tell me about it.
And because it had that advantage on me, because I don't know about lupus at that time, I didn't know what, you know, my triggers would be, which is very important to know when you have lupus. So you can stay away from those things that will cause a flare. Like one of my main things, like that will cause a flare, is stress. Stress is a thing. Like once I realized that, like my whole life changed. My hair grew back. I don't have.
You're like no.
I don't have harsh lesions. You know, these are scars.
Right.
These are scars.
Yeah, so I have scars too.
Rash. You know, I have my eyebrows back. It's because, you know, when I'm in that, I've been hospitalized as well a couple of times.
Right.
When 2017, when I was hospitalized, that was the worst time that I was hospitalized, because it was like they would release me and I would have to literally get back admitted before a whole month, maybe 2 weeks, separate at a time, and they will have to admit me back. And during that time, 2017, is when like the mobility issues kicked in really bad. So I was on, I was on a cane. I was on crutches. Still now to this day, like yesterday was a kind of hard day for me. I had to use my cane, but I have been working out. Now, another thing about working out is I used to work out before my lupus, 2015. I got sick, the whole mobility issues, I wasn't working out, okay?
Right.
I transcended to vegan. You know, me and my children, we became vegan for a short amount of time. During that time, I became sick again. I think at my lowest, I was like 98 pounds. Now, I was vegan. So it was very hard for me to fight that flare while I was vegan. So I had to eat, you know, I had to strength. It was very hard for me. You know, I'm 5'7". You know, I'm a tall.
Oh, you're taller. You're tall.
Yeah, I'm a tall woman. So, you know, technically, like, healthy weight is about 135, you know, 145, you know, for me, because I'm tall. You know, being 98 pounds, it hurts. It hurts. You know, your bones feel like they're just going to pop out your skin. You know?
I know.
Like I literally have to have one hand, hold the other hand up like this. So
I was doing that the other day.
Use one foot behind the other to like move it around. You know, I said I was going to do a video on just like little ways like that, how, you know, because I was diagnosed as well with having lupus. It's called osteoarthritis, degenerate bone disease, where, you know, the cartilage, you know, basically disintegrates. It evaporates. So, you know, it's going to be bone rubbing on bone. Of course, you know, with the news that they give me, it's not nice, you know. Moving past from that, I started chemo. So I did 2 rounds chemo. I actually declined from 2017 to the end of 2018, because it was 2019 when they wanted to start the 3rd round of chemo. Because,
how did your body react to the chemo?
Oh, so this is what I'm saying. So after the 2nd round of chemo, it was just like, the benefits of what they said the chemo bring, the benefits did not outweigh. You know how they say, well, does the good outweigh the bad? Well, you know, I have 2 children. You know, I'm a single mom. You know, not that it's like that is like has any type of depression or anything on me, because that's everything to me. It's the fact that when I'm with my kids, or, you know, just with anybody in general, I'm always thinking about this. So during that time that I was, you know, in the middle of my chemo treatments, not only when I would come in there, one time specific, I had like a real bad panic attack. They had to stop the treatment. I was like foaming at the mouth, like I was sweating, like it was really, really bad.
You had a bad reaction.
I think it was, like I said, it was a panic attack. It was more of the fact that I'm walking in this room. I'm the youngest Black person as well in this room, you know.
I know that all too well.
Everyone literally is on oxygen. It's scary. And if they are not there with their husband, like they're there with their sister, or, you know, their mom or somebody. I never had anybody go to any of my chemo visits. And even now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm starting to feel like a tingle in my body, because it had me in such a depressed place, where I knew that if I continued this chemo, it wouldn't be good for me. Like I didn't like the person I was becoming. Like I
Right.
said, it didn't help me. I can't tell you one of the things that was beneficial from the chemo. And then on top of that, when we were doing the paperwork to start the third treatment, the doctor did, the specialist did, let me know after we did all the MRIs and CAT scans, they let me know that, my knees and stuff are so bad, that specifically my knees, they said that, if I didn't continue, this was be January 2019. They told me that if I didn't, make these appointments for the third round, that I'll be in a wheelchair. It's 2022. I'm not in a wheelchair, So
They always saying
God,
something. They're always
God,
saying something. What do you mean?
I just want to say thank God, because it's just like I am worthy. I am worthy of life. I am worthy of
You are.
children. Grow and become the elite people that they are. I am worthy of love. It's hard.
It is.
It's very hard, but I use my platform because I am a strong person at the end of the day. And I know how it's on me. But there's people out there that are not as strong as me. And, they're scared. They don't know what they're up against.
Yeah.
I get DMs all the time, people, and they just have like horrific stories. And it's just like, sometimes I think to myself, like, how did you even come to the term that you felt like I was strong? Like, I'm not God.
Right.
I can't fix everybody's problems. And that was also like a problem that I had in the beginning of my diagnosis. It was just that my life had to change so drastically, and everybody around me didn't. So I lost relationships due to, well, I'm not drinking, or I'm not hanging out over there, or
Right.
you guys have a bad energy, I can't deal with you guys.
The lifestyle changes drastically.
Right.
People don't understand that.
Because when you're in the hospital bed, in particular, it was a couple of eye-opening, moments for me. Like, one of the times I was in a hospital, specifically, my children were a lot smaller than now, so they weren't even able, in 2017, they weren't even able to go and see me. My boyfriend at the time literally had the kids outside of the window, like holding my daughter up, like, Mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that like was devastating. I was like, I gotta get strong. I gotta acknowledge myself. I gotta do something different. So, I like I said, I'm very familiar, with veganism and, alkalining your body and, things of those sort. Do I lean on one whole method solely? No, I can't.
No.
I cannot do that.
So, Brandy, before we go further, I want to ask, because this is something kind of, it's a staple in my journey and my diagnosis. How did your kids take the diagnosis and everything? Like, when it first happened, what was what started, or how did you find out that you had lupus?
Okay, so I definitely I found out in 2015. Actually, it was May 17th. I actually got the paperwork, and it said SLE. Lupus.
So your anniversary is coming up.
Yeah. bittersweet,
right.
bittersweet. But yeah, so specifically, one day, me and my kids, like, we were coming from the pool, and you have to cross the street. Like, the pools, we parked on this, like, the parking lot, but it's like across the street. So we were crossing the street coming from the pool, and this was already like, I probably just had this one. This was my first one, the one just by itself. I don't know if you can tell, but it's one right here, and then there's like 3 spots right here, and then it's that spot. All the other
I got one right there too.
All the other little things are just like sometimes, I have medication and they give me water bumps. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of water bumps. So I poke at them, and I shouldn't. But either way, this was the first one. It was a little red rash. Looked like probably the size of an eraser back. And I don't know what I thought it was, but I didn't think it was nothing serious. But I passed out trying to cross the street from the pool. And
Um,
I just remember like I was throwing up and everything, and it was just the sun. It was just like my vision was very blurry. So I don't know if I probably thought I was pregnant or what, but I definitely went to the doctor, and I just remember the doctor just like, do you know what lupus is? And I was like, no. She was like, what's? She was just like looking at my face and stuff, and she was just like, we're gonna do a couple of tests. And for a while, and yeah, I opinion. So do that. It came back, you know, SLE, and I just didn't believe it. So I went for two more doctor's opinion, and they both said the same thing. So from there on, I just like I said, I start cutting my circle down. Excuse me, and you know, I just start making a different life. You know, making a different life for myself.
are you on a lot of medications, or do you do more treatments than medications? How's your regimen with managing the lupus?
Okay, so I put my mental health first. I definitely put my mental health first. So sometimes I take everything that I do in moderation. And excuse me, but off topic, am I freezing up? Because it looks like your screen is loading.
Yeah, it's frozen, but I can still hear you, so I'm just rolling with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's tripping, but yeah, I can hear you just fine. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, you're back now.
So, yeah, I take my mental health very serious. Like, you know, I've been through a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like as an adult, I should just be at a place like, you know, for example, I told myself something like this today. I don't know about you, but you know, when I was young, it was just like, when you was little, you have to ask, like, can I get a cookie? Like, can I get a slice of cake or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't just go and eat the whole
And
cake.
get it.
But as an adult, you have the money. You bought the cake. If I want to take the whole cake and sit in my bed and eat the cake, and that's what I want to do. But because of my health issue, it put a bump in that analogy, sort of say, if you with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily on my bed, you know, just, you know, with my life, and it's just cake. It's not at all that. Sometimes I do feel, you know, that it took me back a little bit. You know, I do feel strong about myself. I know I'm very confident back then. Let's make that very clear. Like you mentioned earlier in your life, you can't help how you look out here. You know,
Right.
to anybody who's joining this live, they probably think I'm a supermodel, whatever. I can barely walk. You know, some days I can't eat. Like, you know, like it gets very difficult for me to do my hair. Like,
right.
You know,
Right.
like, I don't know. It's never everything that glitters ain't gold, you know, and we would never, you know, put all of our problems in a pile and just close our eyes and pick up someone else's. So, you know, the main thing is just like, I'm just grateful for getting that opportunity to know that, hey, this is not promised to you. Don't nobody owe you nothing, you know, at the end of the day, Brandy. So, you know, get out there for yourself mainly first. I can't help nobody unless I help myself. So I opened up my life, and I use my platform to do so, because I don't like nobody creating a fake how do you say, narrative, you know, about me. Let me give you my story. Let me
tell you my story myself.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the worst that can happen is you just probably won't care about it, and that's fine. You know,
Right.
I'm not asking nobody, you know, to necessarily care, because like I said, at the end of the day, I just know the feeling of not knowing. And because we live in the time where everything is just so at our fingertips, knowledge, people really need to take advantage of, you know, just having like internet and cell phones and being able to type in your questions and get that answer right there, you know, to you. Because one of the things as well, in the beginning of my diagnosis, like I was supporting my friends in their business, which were different support groups. And in me coming in as a business woman, you know, supporting their business as well as having lupus, sometimes I just knew that I just have to pick my lane. Sometimes I can't get too, if I can't, that's why I have to help myself first before I can help somebody else. Because if I come into the situation and I'm having a bad day and somebody is looking at me telling me, well, how strong I am, you know, I'll probably get defensive, you know. And with the support group, my things were like, there's women in there in support groups that are older than me. They had this a long time. And it was necessarily like, I can't find strength and no shots being thrown, but I can't find strength within the week. I can't. So if everybody here is looking for support, I'm not, you know, looking for, I'm gonna support myself. You know,
no, you know, and it's true.
You had
don't get it wrong.
Diagnosis before,
yeah.
So you would think the 15 years that you were diagnosed, you learned something. It sucks that, you know, I use my platform for this and I acknowledge myself because I did a 180 or whatever it's called, and I changed my life. Not a 360 because that's gonna be the same spot, but I did a 180. I changed my life. So I know, you know, whatever Brandy that, you know, people I grew up with might think that I am, but they don't know me. You know what I'm saying? No one online knows me personally. They only know what I put out, and I know what I put out. I put out knowledge, you know, information, real information, as real as I can allow y'all to know, as real as I'm ready to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things with lupus I haven't felt yet comfortable talking about. But I think I open up so much about the lupus that is just that, you know, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Allow that to motivate you. You know, all you need is a spark to create a wildfire. You know,
right.
I burn down the, you know, I don't need to be the main face photographer, you know, person. And, you know, with the lupus, yeah, I work with the Lupus Foundation of America for 4 years. Yeah, they know me, you know, personally. They'll call me on the phone, email me, whatever. But it's just that it kind of sucks that, you know, I'm 23. I'm not 23, excuse me. I'm 33. I wish I was 23.
Girl, I was about to say,
I look good. No. Definitely 33, born in 88.
33, same here.
So yeah, I'll be 34 in December. And I just feel like I'm not old. I'm not young either. So I think I've done just enough to like balance out both ends. Like, you can't play with me like I'm a young girl, and you can't feel like your college degree makes you better than me, because the same information available to you
is available to me.
And then it's not only that, it's what have you done with this information? Have you helped anybody? You know, I know that my face has been, you know, in a nationwide TV screen. You know what I'm saying? So I feel comfortable at night knowing that, Brandy, you lived a life, you know, purposely. Like, you know, it wasn't selfish.
That's it.
It wasn't selfishly lived, you know, because I, like you even mentioned, I have kids. You know, my son, you know, he's an elite athlete. I always, you know, be specific with that. And my daughter as well, academically, she's as well an elite athlete. And, you know.
How old are your children?
My son is 14. He is a freshman in high school. So he'll be going into his sophomore year and turning 15 in October. And my daughter is in July, and she'll be turning 12. She was born in 2007. So she'll be she's born in 2010, my bad. So she'll be 12, and she's going to the 7th grade, middle school, because they do things differently out here now in California. So yeah. So you know, I'm already, I could see the goal. You know what I'm saying? I did it, sick and all. So, you know, I even made a comment to one of my friends, like, one thing about me, I'm not a person of excuses. I don't like excuses. Don't tell me an excuse, because I've learned, you know, because of the fact I can't have stress in my life, I learned to eliminate things. So when people come to me with stress, I immediately just, you know, or with an excuse, you could either scare them off with it, like, because we can both complain, you know. We can both complain all day,
all day.
Let's go, you know, lab for lab, you know what I'm saying?
My back. No.
Yeah, exactly. My knee, my eye, you know,
because we can go there.
But all in all, we just want to make, you know, like a loving environment for people to just feel comfortable. It's okay if you're bald. Hey, it's just like you mentioned, you don't never wear makeup. You know, you just got someone for the interview. Like, I never wear makeup. I made that like a big point. In the beginning
Right,
of my
right.
lupus, like I would never cover it up. Like, fuck you bitches, excuse my language. We are on the platform.
That's what she said.
You wouldn't imagine the type of comments in real life that I have gotten from women. I just specifically, not to hold too much of your time, but a woman had told me one time, I was checking out at a grocery store and I wasn't paying her no attention, maybe just looking at how much, you know, I was spending. And
Yeah.
she must have looked up and she was just like, oh, wow, what happened to your face? And it took me a second from just, you know, getting pre-lupus on her.
Right.
Yeah. So I was just like, and then the nerve, I looked up at the woman, full face. I mean, I'm talking about Tommy the Clown, baby. I looked at her, I said, ma'am, you asking me what's wrong with my face, but you're the one with the full face makeup on. You know, you got the lashes, you got the rouge, the blush.
Brandy is dangerous.
Darlene, you finna put my groceries in the bag, baby. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. So, you know, what might be beautiful for one person, you know, it's not another person's cup of tea. So, you know, shout out to everybody, you know, who just wants to be in themselves and don't feel like, you know, pleasing anybody. You know, at the end of the day, you know, like I mentioned, you're going to be in that hospital bed by yourself. It's the same thing when you go. You can't take nobody with you. Live your life.
Exactly.
Do what makes you happy. Like, and make that a serious situation where, you know, nobody comes above your sanity, your peace,
your
joy.
It's true. It's so true.
It's a lot of joy.
It's so true.
Feel your joy. Even with the sickness, you can still be happy. Don't let people limit you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people limit you. You know what you go through. But it's up to you to, you know, dictate the type of lifestyle you want to have. You can just fall victim to it and do nothing and wait on somebody else to, you know, come and save you. Or you can go out there.
Yeah, come pick you up off the floor. No.
Yeah.
That, you know, that right there, when I think about my diagnosis, you start out that way because you're apprehensive, you're confused, you're scared. My mind, like you, am I going to die? Am I going to die? Like, that was all I thought about because I'd never dealt with anything like this, you know? So definitely you have to be in control of your joy, your peace, your sanity, everything around you, because if you don't, it's a different type of stress. People don't understand that.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. And it can get real ugly. So I you know, I had to, you got to talk to yourself a lot. You in this fight with your friends, or you
in a fight with a whole lot of things.
You are literally in the fight of your life with your own immune system. It is literally you versus you. So if you found the time to say, hey, you know what? If you don't know nothing else, like, you know, if you don't know nothing else what you want in life, you know what you don't want in life, right? So you take that right there. Okay, this is not making me happy. I know I want to be happy right now. It's not making me happy. You know what I'm saying? It has to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I crying? What is making me cry?
Right.
Let me change my scenery. You know what I'm saying? You cannot, it's okay to understand. Once you understand what's going on, move on. Don't sit in that place too long.
Adjust. That's one thing with lupus. Adjust.
Yeah.
You gotta okay.
Yeah, I believe, like, you know, I said it's a very dangerous game to play when your body is telling you one thing and you want to go against it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're driving in a car with an Uber and you're like, oh, you missed a turn back around. Like, nah, you are in charge of this right here. You know, you own Uber. So if the Uber is turning left and you're trying to go right, but you're in the same body, ain't nothing but havoc, you know, can happen. So, you know,
and not exactly internally what happens.
Yeah, listen to yourself. It's good, you know, to get this person advice, you know, get your blood work done every now and then, you know, do what feels comfortable for you, you know. But the main thing is, while you here on this earth, you know, just enjoy your time. Love yourself first, you know, love yourself. Put your peace, your happiness, your health first.
And get your rest, y'all.
Yes, sleep is very much so important. Sleep is very much important.
It is indeed. So that's amazing. Like, I'm excited because I wanted to hear your story and I wanted to know your insight and your feelings about lupus, because me personally, I know what I go through, you know, but being in the minds and the hearts of other women and men that have lupus, I want to be able to understand, to relate, because sometimes I'm afraid that I'm going through something. Is anybody else going through this? And that's what happened. I had to go into Facebook groups because I wasn't ready to step out and talk to these people, figure out why, is this on my face? Like, why is it red? And I would ask the most specific questions. And they were like, oh, yeah, I went through that. So that helped me sleep at night. Like, okay, I can rest now. I'm not slowly watching myself die. Like, it was traumatic, like emotionally traumatic, and just too much for me. So I had to go somewhere to find out what was going on with me. And
Right.
Facebook actually saved me a little bit. Truly. So yeah.
And even like I do, when like I said, I started recording when I used to have a Facebook, and I went viral with some videos, and I had the whole YouTube thing. And when I got diagnosed, that was the main reason for me just documenting like my lifestyle. That's the main reason for my videos that were viral went viral. That's technically the reason. If anybody, just wants to pick it and whatever. No, the main reason I started recording is because I was diagnosed with a disease that had no cure. So period. I wanted every day to be documented. So I was doing it from my phone. Videos got, viral. I used my platform for this. I did delete my Facebook because it was just too much. I had over like 50,000 followers. Like, I had a lot of messages. It was just like a lot. It was just a lot. I even kind of, came off of Instagram for a while. I wasn't posting a lot. I had like 100 pictures only on my page from like 2017, from like 2018, until like last year in November. And it was only because I started posting again was because I was offered to start getting paid now through Instagram. So before that, like I said, I put my mental health first, and people are really nasty online. And it's like, you can take a moment of a person's life and you can just say, hey, this is you forever and always, or you can just look at yourself and ask yourself, how many times have you got forgiven? How many times did you get the chance or the opportunity to make something right? So, we know online, they don't give people chances. So, I'm just very grateful for my lupus community because, they know all the stress, and they know, and my main followers, they've been with me since, day one, since like my rapping days, like my modeling, my hosting.
Rapping.
Yeah. So I know specifically the first time, maybe it was like 2018 it was like 2019 the first time. I had one of my eyes had swollen up real bad, and I was so scared. I went to the hospital. They didn't really have too much information to give me besides the fact that, they were going to just put me on the Maxotraxate again, the dose pack, and, to follow with my doctor, whatever. They knew I had lupus. But I say that to say this. I was just so effed up about like my appearance and everything. I remember getting online and just talking to some of my lupus sisters, like showing them in the DM, like my face. And one of them, like, they sent me another girl. I'm not sure of her name, but I think she's like from the UK. She recently had a stroke too, but she suffers from, it's called like lupus tumors. That's what they're called, or that's
right.
That's what she told me. So from 2018 with my first lupus tumor, one of my eyes, I was still able to maneuver. Then, back and forth with the flares within the years. It was one eye. But recently in like November, I had a bad scare. I was just recently sick, like November, December, and like the beginning of January, like I start healing. And then, the healing process itself take about 2 months. So I'm feeling good right now because I'm just coming from my
good.
Yeah. Both of my eyes were swollen shut at this time. You know what I'm saying? And it was very difficult for me. I felt really sad, really depressed. Like one eye is cool, but what you're going to do with both your eyes is gone. So there's a lot of things, like I said, details on lupus that I'm not really, too much comfortable. It's a lot of things I share. But there is also, too, a lot of things I go through that
I don't share. Yeah.
that I'm still not comfortable with. And, you can take it how you want. Like I say, I do use the cane sometimes. I do use the crutch. I have mobility issues. So when you can run to the bathroom, you're good. But when you can't run to the bathroom, you probably don't want to go to nobody's club. You probably don't want to just chill out all day with you know what I'm saying? It's little things.
Don't go on a date. No.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, are you going to carry me on your back from the car to the table? Because that's the type of date I'm looking for.
Right.
Give me in a DM. I'm accepting applications. Okay?
And give me your food.
Okay. I'm about 120 pounds. Just throw me on your back. Okay. period. Because, you know, we got to make this relationship work, because I ain't disabled. So I don't need you running through the mall on me, you know what I'm saying? Because I walk slow and I'm trying, you know, we got to accommodate. Let's accommodate.
That's real. No, that's real. And I think that when it comes to the idea of dating after diagnosis,
It's
you
crazy.
start to really question, do I really want to do that?
Do I really want to be bothered? No, I'm good.
I'm good. No.
I'm good. I mean, and especially if I got to play hostess, like, because like I said, I got big kids now. I'm not moving no type of guys in my house or none of that. So you definitely got to meet me where I'm at. So you got to have your car.
Right.
It can't be no baby mama situations, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have no drama in my life. Like, all of that.
No, especially not with them.
Yeah, especially, I mean, you know, I don't even want to talk about him, but, you know, nothing is, my children are elite, and I am sick. So that's all that matters. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing the best with what I got. So, you know, with anybody, live your life, be happy, stop making excuses for yourself, get out there and make it happen. Your small business that you're sitting on, your little idea that you think ain't nobody gonna, just go for it. Nothing, not even a tree, you know, you got to put a seed in the dirt, then it's, you know what I'm saying? It's possible.
Water, yeah.
You know, get out there.
And that's one thing with lupus I want others to understand or be inspired by, motivated, however. You're going to feel like this is it, because I felt that way. When I first got diagnosed and I was going through the decline of my health and how everything was just seemed to be changing or turning on me, I quickly was just like, okay, this is it. Like, I had to just adapt to this new lifestyle, but I still wanted to do the things that I love to do, which was modeling and acting and hosting and all the things in content creation. So I had to find a way to do that while being okay with what I was dealing with. And that was not easy.
Right. So because I was already like in like that field, like always growing up, I wanted to be a model. I always wanted to be a movie star, you know, so even like growing up, I was popular, you know, before me going viral, I had a little, you know, I had some followers and all of that. So it was an easy transition for me to accept the fact or the role of an advocate. It was easy. Because planning, you know, parties and, you know, the technical word is event, but in, you know, back before pre-lupus, it was, you know, the hosting, the parties, like I said, you know, the photo shoots, you know, whatever it could have been, the day events, the night events, you know, whatever it would have been my pre-lupus days, now it turned into advocacy. So what I was doing in my how do you say, in my natural habitat, now I have to switch it around a little bit and make it a little bit more corporate and gravitating for someone to even want to pay attention, because, you know, like I said, first of all, you know, it's hard just being, you know, a woman of color, you know what I'm saying? That alone right there, people, you know, they're quick, like I said, they're real nasty online, you know. I can't help how someone personally feels about me, but at the end of the day, I know I'm a very knowledgeable and resourceful woman, you know, of God. So there are things that a person can learn from me, and I'm confident in that, you know. So
that's awesome.
If we can get past, you know, people's ego, we can really get somewhere as far as advocating and, you know, having a bigger outlook on what lupus is to the community, what it does.
Yeah, supporting one another and sharing and everything, because
forward and build real relationships where, you know, we don't have to question, because, you know, like I said, I've been diagnosed 2015. There's plenty of people I met, you know, networking at events and, you know, different, you know, advocators, you know, in businesses, and not all of us, you know, I blocked some of them, you know, to be honest, because just because you're head of a, you know, organization or, you know, whatever, people still have to feel comfortable with you. That's why I say all the time, it's very important, you know, for everybody to share their story, because there's different colors. It's men, it's women, it's young girls, it's Chinese, it's black, it's white, it's Asian, you know, it's skinny, it's short, it's midgets, you know, it's giants. Everybody different got lupus. So if only us, you know, are talking about it, you know, imagine a little white girl that don't know nothing, her mama don't know nothing, she just in a room picking her face. Like, you know, only thing she got is this phone. That hashtag lupus, she's going to run across our page and be like, oh, well, look at them, you know, they're striving, they're living good, thanks, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I do it, because those are the messages I do like. I don't like the messages to say, oh, you know, my cousin just died from lupus. It's like, damn, that hurts. I hope you don't think I'm gonna die of lupus. Like,
Yeah, you know, what's hard for me is dealing with the people who deem me as sick permanently. And I say that, like, I don't mean like physically. I mean, like, they'll say, you're sick, you can't, you're sick. And it hurts me because I'm like, I know that I have lupus, but don't call me sick, because I don't like that. I don't want to feel sick. I don't want to feel like I'm, you know, a charity case or anything like that. It's hard.
right.
It's already hard.
The word, you know, I'm very hard. Like I said, I know I'm a very strong person. So you got to imagine, if the world views me as a strong person, you got to imagine what I do to myself, right? Okay, so I'm very hard on myself as well. I know one of the words is probably, you use that word, I use burden. I would never allow myself to become a burden on anybody. By all means, mama, daddy, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, lover, brother, baby, daddy.
Right,
Whoever.
right.
Leave me, and let me be, because I'll be happy. I'm strong in myself. I love myself enough to know, you know, it, like I said, if you don't know what you do want in life, you know what you don't want in life. You
Right.
know, you know, you don't want to be sad. You know, you don't want to be crying. So if people bring you those type of things, you got to eliminate them out in your journey so you can be healthy.
And yeah, and living with the disease like this, it's so imperative. You can't take not even the smallest inkling of somebody else's stress or
Yeah.
somebody else's attitude. It's all, you know, it's, to me, sometimes I'd be like, dang, I don't want to seem like I don't care, but I cannot care right now,
Right.
because
And that's
it's not conducive.
yeah, and that's me. And that's me. I'm like, literally, especially because, like I said, I had it a little time now, so it's like I care enough. You know, like we're gonna be honest. I only start posting again because, you know, Instagram was offering to pay me now. So okay, I'll post what I already have posted. You know, but it's just like it's limits to, you know, me being open. So I know people know that, because not everyone shares everything, you know, and that's just the bottom line. So with everything that I share, I just really do hope that it helps somebody, and you know, that's as most as I could really want, because, you know, I know how it feels to be sad and depressed and all of that. And because I know that, and I know how it feels to be down, and I know how it feels to be like at rock bottom, coming from the mud, coming from nothing, not having nobody. I know how it feels to just have to lift your own self up and dry your own tears. I know that feeling. I know how it feels to be alone. So,
Yes.
you know, like, everything that glitter and gold can look at you and just expect that you just, like, you know, perfect or something. But nah, like my like, I know like what I've been through, and that is why I choose purposely to just do what makes me happy. Like, I don't care. It does not make me feel bad to tell somebody no. Oh, can you watch your cousin tonight? No, girl. I sure ain't while babysitting. You feel me? I mean, I'm just saying, like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Like, I love her, but it's not gonna happen. Like, you know, are you coming over to Auntie house this weekend? Like, everybody finna be there barbecuing? Like, no, I'm not coming. Y'all be having too many people there, and y'all know I'm sick, so I'm not in a way.
You know,
like,
sometimes I really, really appreciate my bed. And
oh,
there's
I really do.
events that are happening that are probably once in a lifetime, but God said that I didn't have to go, so I'm okay.
Right there, right there.
I'm gonna be okay.
Definitely.
That is so real. Yes. Oh my goodness. So, okay, so in conclusion, so that you can let others know, there may be some things that, you know, other people may not understand about lupus. If you can explain and share your story in a nutshell and give some inspiration and motivation to those who may not understand, what would it be?
Well, lupus is an immune deficiency disorder. Okay. So what I would say about having my immune deficiency disorder is, by me realizing that in some areas I'm not as strong, I will be strong enough to make any day, you know, even my worst days, you know, worth living. they will try to give you false or negative just vibes, like, you know, even
Right.
diagnosis name in itself is like negative, like immune deficiency. Like a deficiency basically means like, you know, not enough, like, you know. So how dare a woman like me gets labeled as not enough? So, you know, it's just one thing
That was
to wrap
deep,
it all
yeah.
in to wrap it all in a nutshell. Don't ever tell me that I'm not enough, because I'm gonna prove to you how much I am.
I like her, y'all. I'm loving it. Yes,
Love you.
Brittany and Brandy, we turn it up.
Yes. Thank you for your
I
time.
love it. I love it. So that right there is actually, you know, I actually think I'm going to quote that for you, because that is true. A lot of times living with this disease, everybody, they feel like you're missing parts, and you got to have the help all the time. And I feel like you're a lot like me. You're strong, so you get up and do your own thing. My cousin, when I had this stroke, she was kind of taking care of me, but at the same time, I'm ready to go. And she's like, you need a rent. I'm like, I'm ready to go, you know?
Right.
So that's one thing. That right there was a beautiful analogy. Just, we are enough. Even though we're going through these deficiencies, we are still who we are. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Truly.
And we every chance, even if we get a chance with, like I said, you know, we can't I can't tell you, oh, next week I won't have a flare. But I can tell you, you know, every day until I am physically stopped, like they say, ride the wheels till they fall off. Like all 4 of my wheels got to be off for me to stop. You know what I'm saying?
For you just, girl, who you telling?
You know, I still, you know, like I said, I'm still able to advocate through the swollen eyes, through the flares, through the fatigue, through the brain fog. Half the time I get on live and I say stuff and I forget what I'm saying. I'm surprised I have, you know, on this live. But, you know, I am grateful. I'm grateful for what you're doing, you know, and all the other, you know, advocacy pages, because don't think that, you know, just because, you know, you don't have a big platform that people are not watching. Plenty of people. And much love to you and all my lupus sisters, you know, that get out there and, you know, just give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You never know. And what's the worst that can happen? You know what I'm saying?
Don't be afraid. I think that's one thing, is being afraid of judgment from others. It's already going to happen regardless, because I can speak for myself. I hid for months because I was afraid. And I wasn't the same person, but I had to come out and say, I don't care. And y'all gonna love me or you gonna hate me.
There's different type of afraids too, because I was afraid. And the terminology I use is just like, okay, these people told me that I had this, like I just said, they told me I had this disease with no cure. Immediately, I need to record everything. I'm thinking I'm gonna die tomorrow. Oh my God. I'm walking to the mailbox, I'm recording myself. So it was like, I'm scared. It was like,
She's like, this is the last time going to the mailbox, y'all.
Like, yeah, it's the last time. Never get another electric bill again. I'm so pissed, you know, like, but
I was there too. I was like, is this it? Like,
yeah. So that's why it's like, it's very important for, you know, I understand a lot of people don't want to, but it's very important. And shout out to the people that do open up about, you know, what they go through with lupus, because you never know who's watching. You never know whose story, you know, or, you know, who has a similar story, or who you're going to touch with your story, or, you know, just anything. So, you know, like I said, again, shout out to you. And you know, what was I going to say? Okay, there we go. That was it. It was the fog. I had something to say with it. That quick, it went away. I'm sorry.
No, you good, because I've been doing that all day. I got to start writing stuff on my forehead at this point.
Literally, I gotta start writing stuff down again. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I already know. I was in the bed the other day and I was planning something, and then I checked my phone and I went back to my thought, like my train of thought, and I said, what was I talking about? I forgot. But what I do now, especially, is I ask God, like, what was we talking about, Lord? And he will remind me, I promise you.
Amen.
It never fails. Like, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's right. Like, you know, because it's serious. Like, I get afraid sometimes. I got dementia. Can we get dementia? I don't know. But you know, I'm like, I forget. Like, it's I forgot my cousin's wedding, and she's like, I invited you, and I was like, no, you didn't. She had to screenshot everything. Like, remember, I was like,
At
dang,
this point,
I'm terrible.
Can't nobody come to me and say, "Oh, Brandy, remember da da da?" Because I'm like, look, that's a setup. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Like, don't even do that. Because if you're gonna do that, who knows what you're gonna sit here and I'm gonna sit here and agree like, yeah, I said yeah, no, and I never heard that before. Like,
Right. No, don't be trying to incriminate me, because
right,
I don't know.
Man.
That's so real. Today, my cousin came. He was going to use my car for something, and I'm handing him my phone. He said, what is this for? I said, oh, I'm sorry. Here's my keys. You just go way off sometimes. It just be like that.
Yeah.
Like, really. Oh, no. I think we froze. Brandy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we froze. Definitely we froze, but I am still here with you. I do have to go, however, pick up my son.
No problem. Same here. He's waiting on me now. So I thank you so, so much. I thank you guys for tuning into the first episode of Chronically Real with Brandy Wooten. I'm so excited to have you, girl. And I appreciate you so much. Tell them where they can find you at, and yeah, let them know.
Okay, everyone. So thank you for tuning in today. I am Brandy, and you can find me on Instagram at It's Brandy Baby. And babe, it's gonna be spelled out like this: ITSBRANDYBBY. So
Yes.
that's how I spell it. Shout out to all my sisters leaving comments. I love y'all. Thank you for all the support. Hope you have a good day.
Yes, so tune in next week, you guys, because we're going to have another guest. Don't forget, follow Brandy, keep up with her, follow her journey. She's inspiring and so motivating, and we'll see you next